The Los Angeles Lakers were easily one of the biggest winners of NBA free agency. They not only managed to retain key players like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura, but they managed to add some good role players like Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince, as well as other solid pieces in Cam Reddish and Jackson Hayes. On paper, the Lakers are an improved team, which is a scary proposition considering that the Lakers were in the conference finals last year. Now, the Lakers did get swept by Denver, but it was a competitive sweep. 3 out of the 4 games were decided by single digits, and the Lakers had the closest point differential out of the 4 teams Denver faced in last year's playoffs. The Lakers lost to the Nuggets by an average of just 6 points, which is lower than the other 3 teams Denver faced in the postseason. LeBron and AD proved last season that they're both still superstar caliber players, but even after the big midseason trade upgraded the roster, the supporting cast was still too underwhelming for the Lakers to get by Denver. But with the additions that the front office made in free agency, as well as the potential growth of the young players, this is a team with a championship ceiling. Before we go into detail on how the Lakers improved, let's dissect why the Lakers got swept by Denver in the playoffs. The biggest issue with the Lakers was their lack of quality shooting. They were one of the worst three-point shooting teams of the regular season at just 34% from deep, and one of the worst shooting teams throughout the postseason at only 33%. The Nuggets exploited this weakness by sagging off of poor shooters and loading up on LeBron and AD, which stifled the Lakers' offense. And the Lakers simply couldn't hit enough open threes to punish Denver for guarding them this way. D'Angelo Russell was a major culprit. He shot well from deep in the regular season, but only 31% from deep in the playoffs, and as a result, Denver was fine with leaving him open. Here's a perfect example. On this play, the Lakers are hunting Jamal Murray on defense. Austin Reeves comes over the screen so the Lakers can get Jamal Murray on LeBron. But the Nuggets defend this screen by doubling LeBron. Braun passes it to Reeves. Reeves makes the extra pass to D'Angelo Russell in the corner, and he misses it. Notice how on this play, KCP has sagged way off of D'Lo in the corner. Great cut by LeBron, but because KCP's in the paint, the pass to Vandal isn't available. D'Lo gets another good look from the corner, and he misses it again. On this play, LeBron wants to exploit the mismatch on the smaller Bruce Brown, but notice how Aaron Gordon has sagged off of D'Lo, and he's at the elbow waiting to provide help. LeBron kicks it out to D'Lo, and this three-point shot is a complete brick. D'Angelo Russell was a major liability, but it wasn't just him. Players like Jared Vanderbilt and Dennis Schroeder also struggled to hit from deep in the playoffs, and the Nuggets wisely game plans against the Lakers by shrinking the floor on defense and helping off of poor shooters. LeBron and AD are both dominant scorers in the paint, but without the shooting to space the floor, they often didn't have enough room to operate. The Lakers' front office was well aware that a lack of shooting was the team's Achilles heel in the playoffs, so they made some nice additions in free agency to fix this issue. They added several players, but the 2 that stand out the most are Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince. Gabe Vincent was a major contributor on a Miami Heat team that was in the finals last year, and he was one of their best three-point shooters, having several games in the playoffs where he was on fire from deep. It's worth noting that he only shot 33% from deep in the regular season, but he brought his game to a higher level in the playoffs, knocking down 38% of his three-pointers in the postseason. And he was absolutely money off the catch, knocking down 44% of his catch-and-shoot three-pointers. If that 22-game sample size from the playoffs isn't a fluke, then Gabe Vincent is a perfect pickup. Gabe Vincent will feast off the open looks LeBron and AD will generate for him. He's also a stout defender, and the Lakers are going to need good point of attack defense. Vincent likely isn't going to start, but he's an upgrade as a backup point guard over Dennis Schroeder, and he offers a great alternative to D'Angelo Russell if D'Lo is struggling in the playoffs again. Taurean Prince was also a great addition. Prince is another good shooter. He shot 38% from deep last season, and he shoots 37% from deep for his career. He's not only a good shooter, but if you close out on him aggressively, he's skilled enough to take defenders off the bounce and get himself a bucket. Prince is also a good defender. He's got good lateral quickness along with great size for a wing at 6'7" with nearly a 7-foot wingspan. This makes him a versatile defender capable of covering multiple positions. He's not much of a shot creator, but he's a good 3-and-D player, the perfect type of player the Lakers need around LeBron and AD. With these pickups, the Lakers could put much better lineups out there. Instead of surrounding LeBron and AD with role players that could be ignored from the perimeter, the Lakers can now surround their superstars with quality shooters who are also adequate defenders. The addition of quality 3 and D players improves the Lakers, but they'll be even better if their young players continue developing. The Lakers' biggest breakout player out of their young core last season was Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves' role on the team was uncertain at the start of the regular season, but by the end of the postseason, it was clear he was the third best player on the team behind LeBron and AD. Last season, he became a prolific ball handler and shot creator for the Purple and Gold. He's got an incredible handle, able to get by his man pretty much at will and into the paint where he's a strong finisher. Reeves is an efficient scorer in the paint, but most of his buckets actually come from pull-up shooting, and he generates most of these pull-ups out of ball screens and isolations. As the pick and roll ball handler, if the opposing big man doesn't step up high, Reeves will drain the pull-up 3. He's a master at probing out of pick and rolls, keeping the primary defender on his back, and scoring in the mid-range. He can also get to his spots from floater range and knock down runners. Reeves is not only a good pick and roll scorer, but also a pick and roll facilitator. He's developed a nice chemistry with Anthony Davis, where he sets Davis up really well on his rolls to the basket. He's got very good court vision, allowing him to spot open shooters and pass it to them on the money. And he can even make flashy passes to dime his teammates. Reeves is not only good on the ball, but also good off the ball. He's a knockdown three-point shooter, draining 40% of his threes last season. His offensive skill set makes him a perfect complement to LeBron. He can relieve LeBron of his ball handling duties thanks to his on-the-ball skills, but he can also thrive off the ball because of his shooting prowess. And even though he's gotten much better on offense, that hasn't caused him to slack off on the less glamorous end. He's still got a very high motor on defense. He's a good on-ball defender where his lateral quickness helps him to stay in front of his man and force up a difficult contested shot. And he also fights hard to navigate through screens, staying with his man to contest or even block his man's jumper. For Reeves to be this good at just 25 years old, you have to wonder what his ceiling is. Darvin Ham recently said that Reeves will be an all-star soon, and while I'm sure many fans scoffed at this assertion, I think this is more than just a head coach hyping up one of his players. What Reeves has shown on both ends of the floor, especially in the playoffs, shows that he's definitely on that trajectory. If Reeves can make another big leap and become an all-star caliber player next season, then that's going to be huge for the Lakers' title chances. Now let's discuss Rui Hachimura. The Lakers acquired Rui back in a trade in January, and he became one of their most valuable players during their deep playoff run. A big reason Rui was able to thrive so much in the Lakers' offense was his improvement as a shooter. Rui shot just 30% from deep in the regular season with the Lakers, but that improved to an outstanding 49% from deep in the playoffs. Rui punished teams that sagged off of him, with his best performance being Game 1 of the Grizzlies series, where he made in 5 of his 6 3-pointers. Rui is really good off the ball, but he can also create his own shot. He can use his size to exploit mismatches in the post, and the Lakers would often feed Rui entry passes and let him go to work down low. Another big part of Rui's development was his defense. He provided the Lakers value not only as a versatile man-to-man defender, but as a weak side help defender and shot blocker. Overall, Rui turned out to be an outstanding pickup, and at age 25, he's still years away from his prime. If the improvement in his shooting that we saw in the playoffs is legit, then he's going to be a great role player for the Lakers going forward. I also want to talk about Jarred Vanderbilt because I think he's got potential to be a great role player. After getting acquired by the Lakers at the trade deadline, LA often gave him the job of defending the other team's best player, whether it was a star guard or a star wing, and he did a fantastic job. His combination of size, agility, and high effort make him a terrific man-to-man defender. Vando is great on defense, but his offensive limitations made him expendable in the playoffs, which is why his playing time dropped from 24 minutes a game to just 16 minutes per game in the postseason. The main issue with Vando is that teams outright refuse to guard him from the perimeter. The Lakers would spot Vando up in the corner, but teams had no problem leaving him open as he shot just 25% on corner threes. Vando also struggled to finish near the basket when pressured. Darvin Ham had to adjust by not only shrinking Vando's minutes, but by taking him out of the starting lineup entirely. The key for Vando is becoming a respectable shooter. If Vando can at least become good from the corner, this changes everything. Becoming a solid shooter will not only space the floor for his teammates, but it will allow him to stay on the floor more so he can impact the game defensively. Lakers assistant coach Phil Handy has been working with Vando this offseason, and Rui credited Handy with helping him to improve his deep ball. So hopefully, Vando comes into next season with a much improved outside shot. The last young player I want to discuss is second-year player Max Christie. Christie barely played his rookie season, only appearing in 41 games in the regular season while also spending some time in the G League. He looked dominant in this year's Summer League as both an offensive initiator, shooter, and defender. He looks like a man amongst boys out there, but of course, Summer League is made up of former college players competing for a training camp invite along with first and second year players, so this isn't exactly NBA level competition. But I think he's shown the potential to be a terrific two-way player. I'm not sure if fans are expecting much from Christie this upcoming season, but I think he could be a factor as a solid bench piece for the purple and gold. Summing everything up, the Lakers have put themselves in a great position. The free agency pickups they made have improved the team, and if their young core continues developing, that'll make this Lakers team even better. Going into next season, the Lakers are one of the few teams in the NBA that truly have a championship ceiling, and that reality should terrify the rest of the league. But what do you think of this Lakers team? Can they win the title? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more high quality content just like it, please drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next video.